We, the people, are sick and tired of politicians. We're sick and tired of puppets who stand up here and be politically correct and say things that they think we want to hear. We want to hear a human being stand up and show concern. We want emotional connection. That's what we want. We don't want some people to come out here and read speeches. We want speeches that they themselves wrote. In fact, tear your paper up, start talking. Why should you be the president of this country? Some of these freedom fighters who claim to be freedom fighters or political animals don't have the maturity to come out here and put their differences aside or their opinions or their egos, the personal feelings.
Yes.
For the good and better of millions of South Africans. You think we fought for 10 years since we started this party so that we can come to some GNU here so that we can start entertaining your policies? These aren't the promises that we made to our freedom fighters, to our comrades. Comrades, they are trying to trick us after these elections, after the fact that it's out now that ANC has lost power. Jacob Zuma goes to sleep a little bit better now.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man. Umkhuluwam, adidi. Comment time. You know, there's a comment that keeps coming up. It mostly comes up from Rwanda, from the Rwandese. And it's been around also some other nationalities within Africa. I've also brought up this particular comment.
What is that?
It's a little bit of a statement they like to make with a little bit of boastfulness, with a little bit of pride. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to me, but we stand for unity and world peace. We stand to promote, we advocate, we are advocators for a united Africa, for one Africa.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we love it.
Yes, of course.
We love doing that. It's a passion, actually. It's not a choice of a career.
No, it's just something that comes naturally.
Something that comes naturally, something that is effortless, but yes, more than that, something that takes a life of its own. In my language, in my tongue, in my voice, as I start to speak, I just start to wonder and go ahead and speak about the many different issues. And I see the potential as an opportunity that exists within our motherland, where if we were just to unite as a people, as Africans, and look for ways to just do things together.
Yeah.
You know, it's a passion. So we do that. So as we do that, like I said, one particular Rwandese took it upon themselves again, among many other people who have done the same, and said, why don't you first worry about uniting your own people first in your Congo before you can start talking about the entire African continent or Africans to unite? Why don't you first focus on making sure that the Congolese are united? Because we got this M23, for example, that came from a group of Congolese, and these are fights, and there's different rebel groups, there's different tribes. Your Congo is not united. Why don't you take the time to first unite your Congolese people? Stop worrying about the rest of us Africans. Yes, we want united, but first focus in your own country. Yeah.
Like, what is the point of even saying something like that? I mean,
that came up. That keeps coming up. And it's not just Rwandese.
I think it's everybody that has that feeling. If once they hear something sort of controversial about their own country in Africa, they get defensive.
Once you call them out.
Yes.
Once you say something about them.
Yes.
They have nothing reasonable or factual really to come up with. They don't know how to defend. They don't know how to contribute to the issue. They don't know how to agree. People are so freaking hesitant in agreeing, even when it's the truth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Remember what I said once? I said you can recognize the truth when you hear it.
Yeah. But
even if it's the first time.
Yeah, but like some people, it's very difficult. You have to keep on repeating it. Then somehow it starts making sense.
It already made sense to some of them, but they have pride. They are not easily the type to play the part, to be a part, to admit, to give you the credit, or to give the principle of unity the credit.
Yes.
Because everybody is all about I. You know, they say there's no I in team. You know, everybody's all about I. So even as freaking countries out here, there's no I There's no teamwork. They don't want to come together and reap the rewards together. They want to be first. It's a spirit of competition. That's why even these curriculums that are taught in school from a young age, it's already been installed in these kids that it's about becoming first. Did you win? Here's a medal. You are number one. See, when you're number one, there's a medal, there's a trophy that you got to lift up. Stand on stage. Your platform is a little bit higher than number 2 and number 3. Who cares about number 4, number 5, number 6? Who cares about Djibouti? We don't care about Djibouti up in here. Who is Mauritania? We don't know such names. It's only Morocco.
Yes.
It's only Morocco. You see, we made it to the World Cup finals. It's only South Africa. You see, we hosted the World Cup. It's only this, it's only that. It's only us Nigerians with the giants. All these freaking titles are the reasons why most people wouldn't just come out and agree when you tell them, together we are stronger.
Yes.
If we only but just unite. No, they're looking for that first spot. They want the medal around their neck. They want to be acknowledged.
Yes, man.
So,
it's a bit too much. I mean, I also think that people are afraid of the change. I mean, for me, I think that the way the African continent is running right now, it's not to its full potential. So obviously a change is needed. So wanting Africa to unite as a whole should be a primary thing to be happening.
it should be the goal. It is the goal. They actually make money off that particular slogan. They make money off these principles that they are not actually practicing.
Yeah.
They will come out here and say, it's about unity, it's about love and unity and da 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 da. But these actual people actually themselves, especially leaders in certain countries, don't really practice what they preach.
Yeah.
Now, this message of unity, these comments that are coming not only from Rwanda and other people, always wanting to say, hey, first unite in your own Congo, in your own country, before you talk about the entire African. I asked that particular individual that asked that question in a post that I did recently. I asked them, so what are you saying? If as Congolese, we don't have a spirit of unity, what about us individual Congolese? Does that mean we shouldn't even entertain the idea of Africa as a whole to unite?
Yeah.
That's how I asked that particular Rwandese. And after I did that, they didn't really respond. They just went on some comparison of countries. They just started comparing what's happening in Rwanda and what's happening in the DRC. You know, there's certain minds, there's certain people in the comment section, you shouldn't waste your time entertaining them. You understand?
That's very true,
because
yes.
giving them too much attention.
Clout, yeah.
I don't even want to say clout, because I don't want to think of myself that way. But just entertaining them already makes them feel as if they had a freaking point to begin with. You understand? Some of them is just sort of like, you know, some of them can come out and be a little bit harsh with it. Your president is like this, there's thieves over there, you don't know how to take care of yourself, your government is like this, it's corrupt. I just look at them and I just say, yeah, it's okay, my African brother. We will do better.
Yes.
We will try. We will try.
Yes.
We will try.
Yes.
Pray for us. Pray for us. Yes, pray for us.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
And then you kill them with kindness straight away out there, because we're talking about, we advocates for unity. I kill them with kindness real quick. Okay.
Yes. We want peace.
Okay. You want me to criticize this banner. You want me to criticize our slogan, our core mission.
Yeah.
You want us to contradict the reason why we say we do what we do. We say we are for unity, or for love, unity, and peace. Well, peace. But he's coming out here. They'll be provocative in that comment section.
Yeah.
You just
They're
gotta look
so
at them.
provocative. It's quite crazy. And they're focusing on the wrong things in the comments.
It just shows you the amount of work that needs to be done still in order to have Africa united. That's
Exactly.
why whenever I see anybody in this space that advocates for unity, I applaud them. I support them. Because this cannot be done by 1 or 2 or 3 individuals. And Ibrahim Traoré is doing great. It's good to see such beacons, such individuals stand up and do things that are somehow uniting people into say, look at Burkina Faso. The truth is, if, for example, the way these Rwandese come out here and talk so much about themselves and they say, yes, we experienced hardship in the past, to see what this particular president that's being criticized by the rest of the world do for us means a lot to us. We know where we came from and all this. The truth is, that particular Rwanda has not taken center stage.
No.
It has not taken center stage because it's operating from a place of I. Let's we win. We must win. Rwanda first, regardless of the lives of the Congolese, regardless of the turmoil of the war, regardless of the many situations that everybody knows is happening in East Congo with the different rebels.
Yeah,
So,
that's very true. And I also think that, the way the Rwandese are acting is maybe the way Kagame got into power and stayed in power for this long time. Maybe at that beginning point of his presidency, every time he's re-elected, they give the citizens something, and the citizens are just happy with that little breadcrumbs. So they are continuing to say, His Excellency, this is my president. I cannot let him go. They are happy with that little breadcrumbs, that little bit of hope that they gives them in the first 6 months of that re-election, so that for the next 4.5 years, he's chilling and he's just eating and he's just enjoying life. But, Rwanda, you need some sort of a change, because what Kagame did and is currently doing to stay in power is not right.
So that will open up a whole conversation of us having to open up these papers, of us having to go deep in history and start sharing certain information from different sources about what we believe and about what is actually factual, about the different mischiefs and wrongdoings of what certain leaders do. To get in power, to stay in power, to change constitutions, to be re-elected and so forth, to stay there for life.
Yeah.
They go to crazy measures to ensure that that's done. But also, there was another person again who also said something about this particular one video where I said about we need to unite Rwanda, just like I've said before. We don't want to see Congolese doing better or doing well at the expense of Rwandese. Vice versa, we don't want to see Rwandese doing well or doing great at the expense of Congolese. We don't want to see that. We want everybody to live in peace. Take care of each other. Take care of your neighbor. And as you go out and vote, we're not telling you who to vote for. It's not our mission. It's not our mandate. It's not our passion. It's not what we breathe here. We are about unity. We are not out here to change your vote, change your opinion on which candidates to go for. That's not our thing. When I did that, go out and vote for whoever you want. One Rwandi came out and said, you are very patronizing. You know that the results will be 99.9% in favor of Kagame, and you're out here trying to tell us to go and vote. You know that it will be 99.9%. And then I asked him, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? I didn't insinuate anything. I'm operating under the assumption to think that you guys have a fair democratic election that happens over there. He came out to insinuate and to say things along the lines of saying our elections are sometimes always meddled with. You know that it's going to be 99.9% in favor of.
Yes.
Stop patronizing us. Oh my God, Luke, can you pick a side now? Can you pick a side?
Yes. Yeah.
That's crazy. But that's the comment section. That's what keeps happening in the comment section. But that's cool, no problem. But we are for unity and peace.
Yes, for sure.
South Africa.
I honestly think that this ANC is just grasping at straws with this proposal of Ramaphosa.
The ANC is caught between a rock and a hard place since they lost the elections.
Yeah.
Yes, they lost the elections. First of all, everybody's got to come out here and call a spade a spade. The fact that the ANC is out there still after the elections, dancing on certain stages. I saw Ramaphosa, I don't know, they were giving some speech somewhere. They were dancing and holding hands with the leadership of the ANC on some stage. And my friend, all of that is just the front. They lost these elections badly.
Yeah.
Badly. They went down by 17%.
Yes.
The coalition that we are all waiting for the coalition that needs to happen within the week, by the 16th of June,
Yeah.
is a very difficult task. It's so freaking important, and it speaks to how South Africa has grown or matured politically. These particular leaders from different parties should come out here and exercise supreme political maturity into coming together and doing things for the people. It's your policy takes second place now. The good and better of the country is what's important here. The world is watching South Africa right now. What have you learned in the last 30 years? Do you understand the importance of your country? Or are you about to prove to us that you've been a corrupt government for the last 30 years, that you cannot even come together and decide as experienced, mature politicians that if, should it be a government of national unity, are you willing to put your selfish desires aside as individual parties and come together?
Yes, that's very true. And I don't even think it's about individual parties. I think it's ANC not realizing the fact that, you know, they have lost. And they are now calling for parties that want to be part of the GNU. They are not approaching the different parties. They are asking the different parties to approach them, which is, come on now.
They have suggested this. They have proposed this GNU.
Yeah.
They have proposed it because they are afraid of making coalitions with other parties.
Yeah.
Imagine a scenario where the ANC comes out here and say, there's a coalition made between us and the DA. You know what that means? It means the ANC will automatically lose a bunch of supporters as a party.
Yes.
That means next elections, my friend, all them black people will run somewhere else. They'll either go to MK or they'll go to EFF.
Yes, that's true.
And the EFF is waiting for the ANC to make that stupid mistake. Come out here and say you're going to go into a coalition government with the DA. Come out here and say it. We know the two of you will get you over that 200 mark that you need in order to govern this country. Come out, say it. That's why EFF does not want this government of national unity, whatever. They say, no, we don't want that. We've been fighting. We have policies that are uncompromisable.
Yes,
You're
that's
not going
true.
to come out here and start to govern and start entertaining your, in their opinion, your apartheid policies.
It's crazy. And I also think it's the fact that Ramaphosa, he does not want to step down as president.
He's selfish.
Yes. That is the main issue.
Now, that's why I say, where's that political maturity now?
Yeah.
Because these people are in this for themselves.
Yes, because...
Even Jacob Zuma. Because?
No, I'm saying because, you know, that Ramaphosa, he needs to understand that the reason why they lost 17% votes is because the citizens, they want change. Obviously, Ramaphosa, you have not done well.
You know, the citizens want change. The ANC dropped by 17% because a lot of South Africans support Jacob Zuma. You know, you get people that vote with their head, and you get people that vote emotionally, out of a tradition, out of culture.
Yeah.
I'll just vote for whoever comes from Durban.
Yeah.
I'll just vote for whoever's representing KwaZulu-Natal is whoever I'm voting for. I don't give a poo-poo about your policies and all these things, and this is what your manifesto says. I'm going to vote for the home team. That's how people come out and vote. There are some South Africans who have never been to other provinces. There are some Capetonians who have never been to Gauteng.
Yeah.
There are some people from Jozi who's never been to KwaZulu-Natal or Eastern Cape or Potchefstroom, Bloemfontein, Free State, whatever it is. Some South Africans don't travel around in that place. Majority of them, actually, the ones that you get to see travel all over the place are the fortunate ones, are the ones that are a little bit experienced, have stepped out even of South Africa, out of even the continent. They can say to themselves, I'm going to vote for the DA because I've been to Cape Town. A lot of these boys, a lot of these people, a lot of the mess, especially the one that these progressive parties speak to, don't have the means to travel up and down around South Africa. Why must I vote for the DA that's been established in the Western Cape when I've never been in the Western Cape? I mean, your peach sounds good. You take care of the people, minimum wage and all this stuff. There'll be no load shedding, but I've never been to the Western Cape. Why should I? I'm going to vote for this particular individual that I see before my eyes. He's real. He's not on TV. He stays right here in KwaZulu-Natal, and his name is Jacob Zuma.
Yes.
So I don't care what you're campaigning about that I have to watch on TV. South Africa is full of those voters. Emotional voting, not policy voting.
That is actually a very good point. I mean, people, they just know what they know, and they just they have those blinders on. Say, okay, KZN, it's Zuma time. Let's go.
Just imagine there's a person who stays there and he's running.
Yeah.
If you don't vote for him, perhaps maybe you have a
feeling towards him.
Yeah, like a personal thing towards him, or like maybe you're too jealous of his success or whatever. But if his message isn't so freaking hardcore and so different, so extreme, a simple hi. You know why these campaigns or these politicians go door to door sometimes before election?
Yeah.
Because if you just see me, you say yes.
Yeah.
Which part of policy convinced you? It was just a handshake.
Yes.
The reason why they happen, you see Donald Trump or Joe Biden or whoever at one of these fast food restaurant places.
Yeah.
You just, hey guys, are you enjoying those burgers? Are those burgers good?
Yeah, they're a bit starstruck.
And then boom, they just vote for him.
Yes.
It was that way. That had nothing to do with policies. You understand?
Yes.
So it's exactly what we're talking about here. A lot of people, a lot of South Africans voted for the boogeyman, for Jacob Zuma, just because he's from KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah.
Not because he just says he's a freedom fighter.
Yeah.
When it comes to Jacob Zuma, I actually don't know what his core mission.
No.
No. It doesn't. It's there. I can start naming some general stuff here now and there. Yeah. But, when you look at the EFF, they say repatriation of land without compensation. We need to nationalize all these mines, all these assets for the country. That's number one. Economic freedom fighters. Not just a freedom fighter. What do you mean a freedom fighter? Jacob Zuma comes from an era in South Africa where he was a freedom fighter. He still is a freedom fighter at 82 years old. We admire him. He's so strong. He's stronger than Biden.
Yes.
But he's just a freedom fighter. He's known for just being a freedom fighter. There isn't a controversial slogan or statement out here that precisely describes what it is that he's looking for. Unlike the EFF, who are specific.
Yeah.
You vote for us. We are economic freedom fighters. We are the type of party that wants to put money in your pocket. We want to make sure that you have food on the table. Economic. These South Africans have to really start understanding these freaking statements with maturity. They don't get it.
Yeah.
They just be voting for anybody out here, emotional voting and all this kind of thing. The EFF's core mission is economic freedom.
Yes.
And it even extends towards the entire African continent, where they say, in order for us South Africans to truly experience, to truly tap into our potential and reap the rewards of the natural resources that we have from this particular beautiful rainbow nation, we need to embrace, we need to nationalize certain assets, and we need to work regionally, cross-country, for the good and better of South Africans, yes, for the good and better. Let it keep extending of Africans.
Yes.
The message is nice over there. There's a reason why most Africans love Julius Malema. Then there is South Africans. There's a reason why.
Yes, that's very true, yeah.
Yeah.
But coming to think about the Jacob Zuma, I think his message was just to maybe remove Ramaphosa. I think that was his only mission, was trying to remove Ramaphosa, the reason why MK was started.
I can even boldly say that it's still his mission.
Yeah.
There's a personal thing happening over there.
Yeah.
It's personal. These people are human beings. These people aren't some special, like, whatever. They're not machines. They are not the type. These people aren't here separating their feelings from professionalism. Listen, Cyril Ramaphosa, you people did everything in your power to make sure that I step down in my second term as the president of this country. I'll get back at you guys. You guys think this, I'm going to show you now. I bet you, even now, because he's human, everybody else will. After these elections, after the fact that it's out now that ANC has lost power, Jacob Zuma goes to sleep a little bit better now.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man.
There's something that happened.
I showed them. Umkhuluwam, Don't you see those dance moves?
Yes.
The guy is in a good mood. He says, I may not have won this freaking election outright.
But he's jiving.
These ANC that mess with my second term can feel it right now. They're scrambling now. They're talking NGU or whatever, government of unity. They don't want to partner up with the DA. They know, please let them make that mistake.
Yeah.
They would have been completely for sure. I'm going to run this party to the ground. That's what the boogeyman is saying.
The boogeyman is vibing, he's jiving.
The boogeyman is the winner. Jacob Zuma won the 2024 South African elections.
Yeah.
Understand that however you will, but if you are the type to be a little bit technical with it and go into different policies and history, personal feelings, animosities here and there between the ANC and the MK people, Jacob Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa, you'll understand now that Jacob Zuma is the one who actually won. He's the victoire. He's the victor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can also say that all parties won because there is no majority.
The EFF also won.
Yes. That's very true.
Even PA won, Patriotic Alliance.
Exactly, yes.
With Gayton Mckenzie. They also won. Gayton Mckenzie. Ooh, the PA. Okay, my African people. I know you follow us because, I know that you are subscribed to us because you love our core mission. Unity and
world peace.
World peace. That's what we stand for. And you also love the fact that we are Christian.
Yes.
Above all. But, so you might not know all the ins and outs of the political landscape and the different parties within South Africa. As you continue to watch our show, we'll do our best to make sure that we mention all these names here and there so that you from Mauritania, from Burkina Faso, when I say PA in South Africa, you should know that's Patriotic Alliance. It's a new party. It's also there. So we have to do that. We have to talk in a way that also informs you guys, sort of like educate you guys or something like that. Not that you don't know, we just want to cater to all ears.
Exactly.
But for example, that particular PA, Patriotic Alliance, Gayton Mckenzie in South Africa, that message, you see, they are the other ones. You see, when I was saying we don't know exactly what's the core message, the out and about, the ever so loud spoken mission of MK party. What is your mission? What is your mandate? What do you stand for as a party? When we say what do you stand for, what do you stand for? Like I've used the example of EFF by saying patriation of land, nationalize all these assets. You know that's the core thing. They will never compromise on that. Patriotic Alliance, they are about some form of home affairs thing. Home affairs.
Yeah.
Removing illegal
immigrants. Foreigners, yes.
Yeah, removing illegal foreigners from the shores of South Africa.
Yes.
So that means if you are illegally staying in South Africa as a foreigner, you gotta go. You gotta go. They don't want to compromise on that one.
Yes,
So even them, they are pretty. That message, is as tough of a pill to swallow also as the repatriation of land without compensation, the way the EFF started.
That's true.
People are afraid of that because they don't want South Africa to end up like Zimbabwe. You know what I'm saying? Because when Zimbabwe tried that mess. So now, even this particular core message of the PA, Patriotic Alliance, of removing all, we don't, if you don't have, you must go.
It's not really, it's like, it seems harsh, but it's just saying, the core message is just to get the papers in order. That's it. It's not saying we don't want
I
you
like
there.
Gayton.
Yeah.
I like Gayton.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's very upfront,
He's
direct.
upfront. You know, I only want to deal with people who are raw and they're not politically correct. They come out and say things the way that it is.
He's definitely not politically correct sometimes.
And he must not be. He must not be. We the people are sick and tired of politicians. We're sick and tired of puppets who stand up here and be politically correct and say things that they think we want to hear. We want to hear a human being stand up and show concern. We want emotional connection. That's what we want. We don't want some people to come out here and read speeches. We want speeches that they themselves wrote. In fact, tear your paper up, start talking. Why should you be the president of this country? We want to hear it.
Yes.
Passion. If you were built for this, you don't need to write a speech. Just stand up and speak. You should be a political animal.
Yeah.
It should be in you. So we want to deal. We give an ear to people who are real.
Yes.
What you see is what you get.
They are
Understand
not
what I'm saying?
hiding anything behind the closed doors. It is straightforward.
Straightforward.
Yes.
Because that PA's message of illegal or whatever, staying there with no papers, is true.
Yeah.
Is right.
Yes.
Any country would want that. Why should you be entertaining people who have migrated illegally, or even if they didn't come in illegally, even if they came illegally, why are they being lazy and not taking care of their stuff? It's a fair point to make. There should be a process where you should take responsibilities of your own documents and and cannot be illegal out here.
Yeah, and
Because
this
that's an advantage not only to the citizens of that particular country, but to anybody else, or to even the foreigners that are in that country who took the correct measures.
Yes, that's very true. And we all know that all South Africans know that dealing with home affairs, that takes another skill, because home affairs can be slow. And
South African home affairs can be slow. Amen.
That is so slow.
I remember when I was dealing with them.
Yeah.
That thing could be slow. But they're doing better. What goes to show so that they're doing better is these elections, where they were able to cater for a lot of expats to be a part of the elections. So they're doing better somewhere there.
No, I just think they were under a timeline. I think after the elections, they went back to sleep.
To sleep?
Yeah, I don't think that they improved. They improved for a little bit because they were under a deadline. That's it.
Of the elections, of
Yes,
voting. They needed to
yes.
get people to vote.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But that PA also has a little bit of a not harsh message, a true, real message that just needs to be crafted well. The way they deliver their message or their speech just needs to be crafted well so that people can come out and vote. But they are picking up momentum.
Yeah.
I think they got 2 or 3 seats in the parliament now.
Yes.
People like that, why would governments like that can come out here and stand, parties like that, that can come out here and stand in a government have their own seats for the first time. It's my first time to finally make it to this government, to the parliament. Well, you see, the PA are here now. ANC, out of selfish, perhaps, reasons or some form of reasonable whatever explanation that you want to give here, you want this to be a government of national unity. So they lose their spot.
Yeah.
They lose their spot.
It's such a cop out. I don't agree with this, and I hope that an actual ANC actually just says, okay, we're going to work with a certain party.
A prediction I am boldly willing to make: there will be no government of unit, whatever national union in South Africa.
There shouldn't be.
There won't be any. The EFF has already said that we will not be a part of that. If one party decides not to be a part of that, then it's not that kind of government.
Yeah.
It just becomes some sort of a coalition party government.
Yes.
Because whether it's 2 parties working together or 9 out of 10, it's a coalition government.
Yes.
A union government, a government of national unity has to involve every single party. Yes. If one said, no, I'm not doing that, it's no longer, it's not
Yeah.
that. Don't call it what it's not.
Yeah.
It's a coalition of 4 parties there, or of 8 parties.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
2 said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't it more work for if it's a GNU?
GNU, yeah.
Yeah, isn't it more work?
It's, there are disadvantages
Yes.
to having a GNU.
Yeah.
Let me read you one.
Okay.
This one is called power sharing. The government of national unity was characterized by power sharing among the major political parties. Each party represented in the coalition was allocated positions in the government, including ministerial posts and other important roles. This GNU of South Africa was formed in 1994
Yes.
to usher in some form of democracy from that apartheid era.
Yes.
That's when they formed all this, and they created all these different procedures. All these different procedures are there. But this is an unprecedented time in South African politics, because this is the first time that they're actually going to put these particular measures or process that they've already written in action. They've never been here before.
No.
They've only been a one-sided majority party, and that's it. They've never been here. So one of the disadvantages of having such a government is the fact that, for example, think about decision making.
Yeah.
Within that GNU, decision making will take so long.
Exactly. That is the thing. It's so much more work. And the fact is also, you mentioned it started in 1994. It was introduced then. It included the National Party.
The NP.
The NP back
Declerk.
then, yes. And even the NP, they found it hard to be part of that GNU because they were being fought back. They weren't, their things weren't getting in, or people were fighting them. So
Yeah.
what makes you think it's going to work now, 30 years later?
It can work. It has its benefits too. But like we said before, these leaders of these different parties, or these parties, have to have grown maturely. This forces South Africa to know how to put the needs of the people first.
Yeah.
It's no longer about the policies about your parties. It's no longer the reason why your party was formed in the first place. Some of you people created your parties because you have a certain vision for how you want South Africa to look like. Once you are now a part of this GNU, there's many visions to entertain.
Yeah.
There's many goals to entertain. So it's a very, very, even the Inkatha Freedom Party was also a part of that NP back in that 1994.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Inkatha, I'm not going
that
to
guy
remember.
who was also very rough, right? Out of that Durban, I think it was a Zulu. Buthelezi.
Oh, yeah, Buthelezi.
You remember that one? That one was a rough one, huh?
Yes.
At the beginning.
Yes.
I remember towards the elections of that 1994, I think, before Mandela won,
Yeah.
there was a potential breakout for some stupidity,
Yeah.
for some violence, because he was seen on TV. There was a tape that came out where he was aggressively threatening somebody.
Yes.
Remember that?
I remember that,
Towering
yes.
over them and shouting, Buthelezi. You see where these people come from?
Rough beginnings.
Yes. But time came, huh?
Yeah.
Now that guy started sitting in parliament. You see how dedicated they will stay to their supposed mission or whatever they're fighting for? You see how he would sit now in South African parliaments and just sit there?
Just calm.
Old as hell. Now he wants to sound like the wise man. When the EFF is fighting with the ANC, he wants to sound like a wise man and get up. Guys, they are watching us. We cannot be like this. These young people that are here who came to watch us. In South Africa, they always have the balcony in the parliament.
Yeah.
The pupils, the proteges, the interns, or whatever, they come to parliament to watch these particular
Proceedings.
debates,
Yes.
sessions, parliament sessions. So he will stand up and start saying, they are watching us. We are adults. We cannot be fighting. We cannot be doing this. We cannot be doing that. I am of the opinion that parliaments should be robust.
Yeah.
It should never get to a point where it becomes violent and there's assaults made. People start to touch each other and physically fight. It should never get to that point. But it should always, if people get to meet and see eye to eye at the beginning, let it be. Thank God we all sing Kumbaya.
Yes.
Let's go about our merry way. But it's normal to have robust conversations and opinion exchange on different things. I mean, we're talking about policies here, and we're talking about doing things for the good and better of 60 million people. We're talking about a lot of people. So we don't expect you guys to be in Parliament. We certainly don't want you guys in Parliament pretending. Let your human emotions come out. Yes.
Yes, it's very true. Parliament is a place where discussions need to be had.
It's a battlefield.
Yeah, it's a battlefield, but doing it nicely.
Doing it in the supposed professional way.
Exactly.
Put on your armor. Your armor is a blue suit and a white shirt and a tie. Put on your armor, get in that Parliament, and fight for me. I voted for you. You promised me. I came to your rallies, and you said it will be nationalized. You said these mines will be in the hands of the public, in the hands of the state, and that you will take it. You promised free education. I don't see you fighting in that Parliament. I just keep hearing this politically correct speech. You need to interrupt those other parties when they start talking. You're not doing it. You're too polite, man. You need to fight. It's a battle. I will fight. They use those terms when they're campaigning.
I will
be a president for change.
Yes.
I will fight for you.
Yeah, we want to continue to hear that and see that once you are put into that position.
If they couldn't even see eye to eye when they were individuals as parties, how are they going to somehow meet in the middle as a GNU?
I have no idea. I don't see it happening. I really don't.
I don't even want to see that. I want to see action here.
Yeah.
I want the ANC out. If this freaking GNU happens, it'll be a way for the ANC to almost redeem its loss.
Yeah.
It only works but in the interest of the ANC. Because the ANC knows, should it partner up with any other party, it will lose majority of the votes. And they're definitely not partying up with Jacob Zuma.
No.
They're not doing it with EFF. And so the only player there,
DA.
it's either DA or a bunch of other parties.
Yeah.
Since MK is not an option.
Yes.
So they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Coming out here to propose this GNU is a cop-out.
Completely.
Like you said.
Yes. Yes.
But the EFF is way too smart for this. That's what they like. Ozala win. When I ANC. Ozal. Aibo. GNU what? No. You think we fought for 10 years since we started this party so that we can come to some GNU here so that we can start entertaining your policies? These aren't the promises that we made to our freedom fighters, to our comrades. Comrades, they are trying to trick us. Trick us to entertain their policies. We are not up for that. ANC, you must take your losses. The only thing, if I would advise the ANC, is to go into a coalition with MK. That's the only thing that exists here.
Yeah, but it's again about that Cyril.
So that's what I'm saying. Some of these freedom fighters who claim to be freedom fighters or political animals don't have the maturity to come out here and put their differences aside or their opinions or their egos, the personal feelings.
Yes.
For the good and better of millions of South Africans. I'm telling you, because that Jacob Zuma is an ANC member. So remove your membership then if you don't even want to entertain the idea of going into a coalition. Why are you still an ANC for life?
Yeah.
Boogeyman, my former president. I like this Zuma. He's entertaining, he's cool. He's done a lot of great things. BRICS was great. That other sickness that disappeared with the H but ends with a V, that one disappeared. I don't want to say it because I'm trying to be sensitive to certain people here. But yes, ANC needs to partner up going to a coalition with MK.
Yeah.
They need to. Everything else will take time. Everything else will be a little bit too much of a policy.
Yeah.
Yeah, of a political spin. This GNU would be... No party is obliged to be a part of that NGU.
No, it's not.
NGU?
GNU.
GNU.
Yes.
GNU.
But it will be an interesting thing if they do partner up with MK. It will be interesting because...
It'll only be interesting for like a week or two.
Yeah.
And then the next
And
thing...
then just get used to it and say, okay, ANC's in power. That's it.
Yeah, and you're the deputy or whatever. That's it. Because even in that, what do you call it? NGU.
GNU.
They still need to vote. How many people do you think will vote for Cyril to remain the president? No one.
No.
And in this GNU, the party with the most vote, being the ANC now, somehow calls on the process. You know, they take the lead in this process.
Yes.
You know, but they are about to do, and they are perhaps proposing an apparent action that goes against the constitution of involving the judiciary entity or
Minister of Justice.
Minister of Justice. He is not supposed to be included in the formation of this GNU.
No.
The judiciary people or the court people are not supposed to be involved.
No.
So calling for this chief of justice to come out here and facilitate dialogues or whatever it is goes against the constitution. It's only between the parties. The parties themselves have to meet one another and understand the urgency and understand the timing and try to come to an understanding, an agreement. Involving this chief or whatever is not a part of the constitution.
No, that's not a good thing to do. It's not a part of the constitution, and if you cannot force parties to be part of the GNU.
Yeah, what you want to come and judge here for?
Yeah.
Girlfriend, you're not.
Minister of Justice, come
You're
on
not.
now.
Who gave you all this power? No, that's not what it states. It's not stated that you should come in here.
Yeah.
Even if there's a time frame, you're not. This is why we are saying otherwise it wouldn't be called an unprecedented time. It is an unprecedented time because we know the importance and the risk, the danger, let me just say the importance of making sure that a government is formed. Let me keep it positive. Let me not bring in whatever
Exactly.
other things. They will find a way. We will pray for them.
Keep it hopeful, yes.
Yes, we will pray for them.
Yes.
But isn't it funny how? Perhaps if you've been watching from the beginning, you might entertain this thought. We stand for unity, a united Africa and world peace. What is this thing again?
Covenants of national unity.
How do they work together as well as Patrick? You are hoping that the entire Africa works together. You understand, huh? Yes. Nobody says uniting
is easy.
You understand?
Yes.
We have to put our selfish desires or selfish needs aside for the good and better of the collective. In this particular minute case, when you compare it to the entire Africa, South African people,
Yeah.
you know, for the good and better of South African people, these different parties out here need to meet together and come to an understanding. And you scratch my back, I scratch your back, and this is not for my good. I need to be bigger than this. I'm doing this for the people of South Africa. Can I hold a rally first before I agree to this? I want to hold a rally first. I want to speak to my people, my supporters. Can we do a press conference, please? And say, oh, yeah, my people, I don't want to do this, but look, it's for your people. I cannot just think about you people who support the freedom fighters, the economic freedom fighters. I have to think about these other people that also support the ANC, the MK, the NP, the DA, because they are also South Africans.
Yes.
How do I do this? We need to uphold the spirit of democracy. We have a deadline. We only have 7 days.
Yes.
We need to do this. How can I do this? South Africa is caught in a very predicament, like in a very difficult situation right now. And it's very, very important. They really, really need to come up with a decision, and they need to be extremely mature about this whole thing.
Yeah, that is the important thing, is like the maturity part of it and setting aside any egos.
Yeah.
Whoa, because that's
The reason why there's so much talk is because of what you said now, egos. Egos, they are human.
yeah, of course.
It's because of egos that there's many different types of conversations happening left, right, and center when it comes to whether it's a coalition party or wanting to form this GNU. Yeah, it's because of egos. Cyril Ramaphosa's ego and Jacob Zuma's ego. And personal vendetta, you took me out of my second term, as we've mentioned before. So it's about that. But it's South Africa, huh? And South Africa is lucky that God loves South Africa. So there will be some sort of resolution, some reconciliation.
Of course.
Yeah, so what is this statement? Overall, the government of national unity played a crucial role in the transition to democracy in South Africa and is laying the foundation for a more inclusive and equitable society. While it was initially formed as a temporary arrangement, its legacy continues to influence South African politics and governance to this day. Really? To this day?
I'm not sure if it's to this day.
In the last 30 years?
No.
It sounds very good on paper, huh?
Yeah, everything sounds good on paper, but once it's the same thing with all these agreements that were signed between the West and the African countries. It sounds good on paper, but there's always fine print.
That 1994, the formation, the government of national unity was formed after the first democratic elections in South Africa in 1994. The African National Congress, or the ANC, led by Nelson Mandela, won the majority of seats in the National Assembly. But instead of ruling alone, it formed a coalition government with the National Party, NP, and the Inkatha Freedom Party, IFP, among others.
Yes.
Hello? Did you guys hear what I just read now? It says that in 1994, led by the world's biggest icon in politics, that the ANC had won majority of the seat, meaning they were already over that 200 mark.
Yeah.
But because they were being led by Madiba, they still decided to do this GNU.
Yes. And with the National Party.
Involving de Klerk, National Party, the NP, and Buthelezzi's Inkatha Freedom Party.
Yes.
To lead together, among others. But those were the two that were very popular at the time. Oh my goodness. There's a reason why Nelson Mandela is an icon.
It says something different, huh?
This is like a beating. This is an emotional beating.
Yeah, I already won, but
I don't care.
Let's work together. Even if MP oppressed, the apartheid happened, we can still work together.
Look, South Africa, before you guys can come out here and talk GNU, you have to go back to the reason why GNU was formed in the first place and try to exercise morals and integrity that Madiba himself did when they first formed this particular institution or this particular way of governing. You can't be out here using your personal feelings. You have to do that because this person, this icon, Nelson Mandela, they had won. The same ANC that had won came out then to say, let's still work together.
Yeah. And those times were obviously more difficult than what it has been in the last 30 years.
It was straight after prison. And it was the first time for South Africa, for the black people
to vote.
To vote, to experience power, to be in a position of power straight away the first time ever. Let's work together. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's an angel sent from above. Huh?
Oh, amen.
That could have... I don't want to, we're free with our emotions and our thoughts and our spirit. Sometimes I'm led by the Spirit. That's amazing if it was the idea of the African National Congress Party for the ANC back then in 1994. That's amazing. I just hope that it had nothing to do with the colonizers. I just hope that it wasn't a condition.
Of them winning.
If you win,
Oh.
sign here first. I just hope that it wasn't, because we can't put. Look, hey.
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't want to think so.
I don't think so.
You don't want it to be true. But you know what's happening in our West Coast. You know what France did to its former colonies and all that stuff. These people are able to think decades ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
When you
yes.
have power, you take time to sit down and think. Understand? But if that's the was that the ANC who decided to do that?
No,
I forgot about this part. I remember hearing speeches, especially from Madiba himself back then. We're gonna work together. We're gonna work together.
Yeah.
We're gonna work together. His soul rest in peace.
Yes,
It
amen.
is resting in peace.
Yes, for sure.
We're gonna work together. But to now have it back to to the forefront, as we find ourselves at this particular stage again, where that same character is needed, the same kind of thinking mindset is needed. It's just very interesting
To see where it came from. Yeah.
when you look at all the parties in South Africa and you look at the leadership. Jacob Zuma, Cyril Ramaphosa, Julius Malema, Steenhuisen, all these people from the Inkatha Freedom Party, the UDM. When you look at all of them, the PA, Gayton Mckenzie, who stands out? You should just put them all up front here, up top, as individuals, first of all those leaders.
Yeah.
You just put them like this. And then you start to say, I want to see all these people in the same room. And then who really stands out here?
Yeah.
And now let each of them speak. Let each of them speak. Listen, you have 20 minutes to speak each.
Oh.
We as the people, we just want to watch. Please afford us the opportunity to really truly hear if you are who you say you are, if it's in you. We don't want to vote for people who have a great team only. We want to vote for the person who can lead their own team. So, who stands out? To me, it's only one name. It really is only one name. It's no brainer.
Yeah.
Africa knows who it is.
Okay.
Africa knows.
You don't want to say it.
It's Julius Malema.
I thought you were going to say Zuma.
Oh, come on. No way. I'm also of the opinion that change is good. And I've lived in a South Africa where Jacob Zuma was president.
Yes.
Things didn't exactly go well. You understand? Major changes weren't exactly taken or didn't exactly happen.
Yeah, that's true.
I've lived in the low shedding of Cyril Ramaphosa. You understand?
Yes.
I know that.
Yes.
Other than that, who is there? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you look at them, we've lived in Jacob Zuma's South Africa. We've lived in Cyril Ramaphosa's South Africa. We should have given the chance. We should be given a chance. To Julius Malema's.
What things can be different?
The possibility still stands that he can be the president.
Yeah.
If this GNU was to happen and these people have to come out here and vote.
It's possible. There's hope.
That's a big miracle, huh? That's a miracle. They voted for Juju.
Oh.
And then he stands up tall. It'll be breaking news.
Hey.
That's what you call it, breaking news. How did you win this year? How did you find yourself in that seat?
From fourth party. Hey, to president.
But they say God can do anything.
Hey, he can do miracles. Yes,
God
amen.
can do anything. That's big, huh? that's on another level. But it'll be very interesting. These people have a week to go to decide. Let's see what they come up with. But they have to exercise supreme maturity.
That is the key.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
No personal feelings here. South Africans are watching.
Yeah.
You claim to be adults. You claim to be presidents and politicians and all this guys. You guys have special number plates for a reason. You have to show us why you have special MPs badges and all this kind of stuff. Can't be out here just making selfish decisions because of your individual party. It's for the good. It's for the people. Yes. God has taken South Africa and has told it, hey, Show me that you care about these people. At the end of the day, everything happens for a reason and God is in control.
Yes.
The fact that we now find ourselves at the stage where South Africa has to be forced to work together, it's God's doing.
Yes, amen.
Yes.
That's
You're
very,
lucky
very
I
true.
don't make this country go into some freaking chaos. I'm giving you another chance.
Yeah. That's very true.
God, not me.
Yeah.
Sorry, God.
Yes.
Yes.
Very true.
It's possible God is thinking that, hey, you have to work together. Enough corruption. Enough corruption.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you people out here like stealing all this money? Low shading, what the hell is that? It's crazy. And Africa as a whole looks up to South Africa in a way. I mean, we disagree with the opinion of certain individuals or cells or certain branches there in South Africa that are not so much, that are misunderstanding the policies of open borders because they live in fear of their own.
Yes.
So, South Africa's doing now, how South Africa operates now is very important.
Yeah, to the way the other African countries.
To the good and overall progressive movement of Pan-Africanism
Yes.
as a whole, is Africa as the motherland.
Yes.
The West Coast is doing its thing. The East, we got to deal with that Ruto. We got to deal with Sudan and all these people. We got to include these North American people. I mean, North Africa.
Yes.
And that Central Africa. That mess also needs to be corrected.
Yes.
Now, we don't need some unnecessary chaos in the South
No.
because of personal vendetta. MK has to do this thing with ANC.
It seems like it, yes.
And let the EFF continue to push their message of nationalizing things and repatriation of land without compensation. And let's get back to how things were for a second here. It's Cyril Ramaphosa's last term and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yes, let's see how things move. DA come down. DA has been out here. Even the DA, the EFF, all of those percentage went down a little, by 1 or 2 or 3. But it's amazing how everybody's coming out here dancing.
Yeah.
I know they're all dancing because finally everybody's prayers are answered, because except the ANC, because the ANC lost majority.
Yes.
So it's like all these parties won.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like the main thing was to cripple this animal here first.
Yes.
To drop it to its knees.
Exactly.
One by one. MK came out of nowhere, but whatever MK did works in our favor too. We need to remove this particular guy.
Yeah, all in all parties they won except for the ANC.
Yeah, because their vision of their goal is closer.
Yes.
Because for 30 years, this particular party has been sitting on the throne making stupid decisions left, right, and center at the expense of South Africans. According to not only the leaders of these different parties, but also most importantly, and the results speak, according to South Africans.
Yes.
Because they came out and said, we're slashing 17% away from you.
And they did it.
And
they did it. Yes.
Yeah.
ANC. You have to just take a good hard look at yourself and just say, my people, we spoke and it's time to get out.
The time for ANC has come and gone.
Yeah.
30 years is enough. You people messed up. Left, right, and center. Yes, man. I mean, look, we're talking about presidentship here. We're talking about people's lives. 30 years is someone's lifetime.
Yeah.
Jesus. They wanted to see a green South Africa. They wanted to see a true progressive and
striving
South Africa. You
Yes.
people came out here and played around for 30 years. It's time to get out now, man. It's
Yeah.
time to let other people show us what they can do. It's time for these ANC to sit down somewhere.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, be South Africans. Just be citizens. Jesus.
Try that for a change.
They be talking too much, politically
Yeah.
correct, left, right, and center. But when you go to South Africa, when you go to Johannesburg, to Gauteng, in that Sandton, they're driving big-ass S-Class Mercedes-Benz, left, right, and center. They're busy drinking VSOPs and stuff in these freaking restaurants, left, right, and center. But they got nothing to show for. the country has nothing to show for the majority of the people are still living with like stupid stuff. While
Yeah.
ANC have just been flexing.
Oh,
They get on a plane in the hub and they come to Cape Town, to the mother city, and you see them in Camps Bay just chilling out there.
Yeah.
In the expensive Versace shoes and they polo t-shirts and enjoying the sunlight and the beaches of Camps Bay.
yeah.
These ANC members. You see them out in Dubai having fun and doing their thing and flying off to Paris and shopping.
Exactly.
You see the mistress girls come out here and say, I'm dating so-and-so, and so-and-so did this for me. I need to vote for him. That's the trend. They've been playing around too much.
They got served.
They got served big time. And hopefully, actually, this GNU won't happen. I
No.
don't see that happening.
I mean, like you said, EFF already said no.
Yeah.
We don't want part of it. So obviously, it's not going to happen.
Yes.
But,
All right. Anyway,
yeah.
that's South Africa.
Yeah, that's true.
This week will be interesting.
Yeah.
You wanna tell them we'll see them in the next part?
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Merci beaucoup. C'est mon plaisir. C'était très bien de se mettre avec vous, de causer et tout ça.
Oh, I can also.
What?
Bye, donkey.
Bye, donkey. The Afrikaans thing. The
Yes.
Afrikaans thing. Later.
Later.